Hi everyone, welcome to Mahal podcast, and we are in Wien. We are with Edina Husović. Welcome, Edina.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
And we have a few time to break the fast. Actually,
Yes,
we are using our lost energies, I think. And I hope that you are feeling well. Everything's okay for you.
everything is fine. I feel very, very welcomed. Thank you so much for the invitation and for your time.
It's an honor for us. Edina Husović is the private secretary of IGGÖ. It's in the Austria. The religious. Can you describe a bit of IGGÖ?
Yes, actually, I am the personal assistant to the president of the Islamic religious community in Austria, Mr. Ümit Vural. And I'm also the head of office for my team and for the presidential office. And I support also my colleague in the department for our mosques. So it is like quite a little bit all around for my work. I have to do in the Islamic religious community. But you asked me to describe the Islamic religious community in Austria. It is officially recognized religious community in the country. Was founded in 1979 and is an equivalent to the churches and other religious communities. It is not an NGO. It's quite the center for Muslims, whether they be Shia or Sunni or any school of thought we have in Islam. We are responsible for their needs when it comes around in public life, when it comes around in the educational sector. We are responsible for the Islamic religious teaching in Austria. We have around, I think, 650 to 700 teachers that who teach Islamic religion at schools, at public schools in Austria. We are responsible for the chaplaincy in these hospitals in the army of Austria. We are responsible also for the chaplaincy in jails. So yes, there is a lot of things we are responsible for.
You are doing a wonderful job, and we are, catching with our team, especially with the young people, and that's wonderful. You can find it on the social media also, the IGGÖ. And when we return to our questions, I have a lot of questions for you because I just wanted to discuss Ramadan in different perspectives with different guests. What does Ramadan mean to you? And can you describe in 3 words that come into mind when you think of Ramadan?
When I think of Ramadan, the first thing, it is Allah's mercy to the mankind, to people, to humans. But it is also, the other word is discipline. And the third one, I would say it's consideration or thoughtfulness towards other people and the surrounding of our reality.
Yeah, okay. So, and could you share your Ramadan routine with us? How do you typically structure your days during this holy month?
Well, as my life is quite boring, I would say Ramadan breaks the routine. So my day starts usually with sahur. I stand up, I have sahur. I do some Quran readings or some writings for myself. Then I pray Fajr. I pray the morning prayer. And then sometimes I might lay down a little bit and then get ready to work. But sometimes I just stay awake and then start my day with going on my workplace. Yes, and then it's like 8 hours, sometimes a little bit more of work to do. After that, I usually go home to have iftar, breaking of the fast. or sometimes due to the work I have in the Islamic religious community in Austria, sometimes I get to be invited to iftars in the communities, and yes.
You know, when we think of Ramadan, um, it has a unique way of marking the beginning of a new phase in our life. And I was wondering if you have any special goals or aspiration for this Ramadan to hope to grow spiritually or personally during this time.
Well, that's a very good question. And as I was reading it, I was like reflecting again what my aspirations are for this Ramadan. And to be honest, I'm trying to work on my inner balance and on my calmness, because it's something that has an impact on me currently, because the life we lead is quite busy. So I was setting the goal for this Ramadan, like to be more aware of my shortcomings when it comes around calmness and the lack of inner balance from
Yeah.
time to time. So I think Ramadan is a very good occasion for that, if I may be quite honest with you. And I was also setting the goal to learn more of the Quran by heart.
Yeah, it's the month of
Yes,
Quran,
it's the
and
month of Quran, and sometimes during the year, you are not quite aware of the importance of the Quran. So, like, the month of Ramadan is the best occasion
yeah, it's a special time to.
to at least learn maybe one ayah,
Yeah.
at least one. So it's just like a goal we have to refresh from time to time.
Ramadan has always a different spirituality in us. I don't know why, but it's kind of different for it doesn't matter where you are and what you are doing, but it has a special thing and it doesn't change in anywhere in the world. Like I don't know, how many places have you spent your Ramadan in? Is it just Wien or
No, it's not just Vienna. It's also, I have spent my Ramadans in Bosnia, where I was born, and where I have spent not the most time of my life, but a lot of time of my life. Especially the Ramadan in Sarajevo is something very, very unique, because you have the feeling like the entire inner city is fasting, and they gather
yeah.
in the evenings in the mosques, in front of the mosques, in the
Oh.
streets. So it's something very, very beautiful to experience. I would advise anyone who has the opportunity to visit Sarajevo and Bosnia during Ramadan to do so. And yes, and the other part, other Ramadans I have spent in Austria and Vienna. So it's
Okay. Yeah, we have a person in our team, and he was talking that every Ramadan he goes to Bosnia, and and it's like a Ramadan
So you
umre
can
for
trust
him.
my
Yeah,
words
yeah,
now.
of course. And he told me the story today, so it's interesting.
Yes, but I think it's also a difference when you spend Ramadan with your family and your family members or friends, like I do so in Bosnia.
Yeah.
Of course, I have some family members in Austria, but it's unique also in Vienna, of course, to break the fast and to spend Ramadan in the community. But in a city where you can hear the azan, where you can hear like during the day readings of Qurans. It's very, very, very beautiful for those who are
Yeah.
affiliated to.
It's like representing the whole world Muslim, like I think in every country there's a Muslim communities, and this makes a special thing, a different bonding between persons, and yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah, I'm very, very happy that you have felt it this way because, I mean, Muslims in Austria are very heterogeneous.
Mm-hmm.
How do you say like that?
Yeah.
Like we are very different, or we are from different countries. We have new Muslims that are Austrians over generations and
Yeah.
generations. Then we have older generations from countries as are Turkey or Bosnia
Yeah.
or the Arabic countries and so on. But you have also our children and youth who are born here and who feel like, I mean, they have, of course, we have all multiple identities, but they feel like they are Austrians and they are Muslims and they like it and they should be aware of that it's no contradiction to be
Yeah.
Muslim and Austrian
Yeah,
and to
exactly.
feel that way. And I am also very happy to when we have gatherings as IGGÖ, when we have Muslims from all over, from Asia
Yeah.
to Zimbabwe. So it's
Yeah.
like, it's very, very unique that you see in such, I mean, Vienna is the capital of Austria, but it's compared to other metropolis, it's not that big. And nevertheless, you see so many different origins of Muslims, and it's quite
Yeah.
nice.
And I think personally, like fasting is a different kind of rituals regarding the other rituals in Islam. It's like we have in common, but it cuts all the identities. Like you are just human being who believes in Allah and then fast whole day and no one is eating, even though you are poor, even though you are rich, even though you have access to everything or not. It's a kind of different experience, I think. And I was wondering, for someone who has never experienced Ramadan or fasting, how would you describe the significance and practices involved? Like there's a different types of fasting, as we know, intermittent fasting and everything. But like what makes special fasting during Ramadan?
Well, I would say it's an holistic approach. Like it's not just that you're not eating, you're not drinking, and other things we aren't allowed to do. It is just like a holistic state and a holistic approach of mind, of the heart, and of your yaqeen, of your convincement, of your belief. So it's just something that you do and that you should do from the bottom of your heart. And it's not connected to any, I don't know, any lifestyle programs or fitness programs or something. Even though it is useful to the body, it comes from your inner convincement and from your inner belief
Yeah.
about and on Allah, on God, on his mightiness, and on his greatness. And so it's just like something that I hear from new Muslims. It is, of course, it is difficult for the body in the beginning, as for the most Muslims every year. But it's just like some feeling of being born again and feeling this inner peace by fasting, by restricting yourself just for the contentment of your Lord, of your God. So it's just like something I would say, if I should describe it to someone who hasn't had the opportunity to fast, or who maybe doesn't know a lot of Ramadan, I would just say it's a holistic approach of body, of mind, of your soul, of your heart, to the daily life, and it's just like to experience some new stages in our lives.
Yeah, that was a good one. I would say. And I think it's like both physiologically and psychologically, you gain some kind of resilience towards the life.
Yes.
And you think more deeply about your life, your condition, and all around the world. And as you said, like at the beginning, it's like the awareness of the surrounded, what people are actually having. And I think what makes this ritual special is that you cannot understand until you actually have the same circumstances.
Yes.
And
Yes.
even though you know that a few hours later, you know that you can access to the water, to the things, and you feel some kind of, it increased empathy towards others. And this is what makes Ramadan special also. It's that it's for helping others, to give from yourself, not only for material things, but also like you have to be kind, even though you don't have a patient, even though you don't have energy. You need to train yourself, gain
Yes.
some resilience. And right now in the psychological health, there's always a mentioning and resilience. And I don't know, this year psychological resilience brought me to combine with the Ramadan routines, and it's like it's a special thing this year especially.
Mashallah, that's nice to hear. Yeah, resilience has to be trained over and over again, and as you experience, like, I don't know, I mean, every hardship is not easy, and has to be overcome by the individual. But you have like, as you experience more and more and more, you of course, if you have the supportance of other people, trained people, and sisters and brothers, of course, of in Islam and mankind, that who can support you and help you. But Ramadan is, from day to day, you like, what have I done? What have I done yesterday? What could I do better today? So, and like in the connection to other people, it's also something very, very important. Yeah.
During Ramadan, abstaining from consumption can lead to a sense of calmness and sometimes increased energy. Can you recall a particularly unique or a memory that's,
Yes.
stands out?
When I read this question, I was thinking, and then it came to my mind. Of course, there are some like private and intimate stages of my life that I would like to keep for myself during Ramadan. But the most important or unique moments have been during Ramadan, that I was able to support my mother in the care of her mother, who passed away then in the end of the Ramadan. So it was like, even though it was a very hard time of our lives, it was something connected with a lot of calmness, as you can take care of a human being who needs your help and support. And the other thing I would like to emphasize is finishing my studies during Ramadan. But it was not during the summer, but nevertheless it was like
I can understand deeply.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Yeah, like yes. Okay. So I am moving to the last questions, and it was so much enlightening for me to have this conversation with you.
Thank you so much for your kind words.
Ramadan is often seen as a distinct chapter in our lives, which each year potentially bringing new experiences and changes. Looking back, how do you feel today's Ramadan compared to those of the past? Have there been noticeable changes or evolutions in how you observe this month? And I'm also thinking for next Ramadan, as you said, like, and every day and hour seems like a golden, and I have to catch something, and it's like some kind of rush, but it's in a sweet way. And yeah, I was wondering, how do you feel about the whole your life's Ramadan?
Yes, I'm happy that you have introduced it like that, because I was thinking, like, as I get older, with more responsibilities you have for your life, and of course the working life and the people you are surrounded by, the more I appreciate time, and as well as Ramadan, the time of Ramadan. So it is like, I see that the changes during the years are that I now try. It doesn't work always, of course, but I try to select of how I spend the days and how I spend the Ramadan nights, and with whom I spend it.
Yeah.
So it's very important who surrounds you, of course,
Yeah.
for all your life, but especially during Ramadan and like special times during of the year that are given by Allah. And of course, it's like something of the evolutions I have seen in my life as I practice Ramadan is that the help and the mindfulness of other people is something that is very important to me, like also community and voluntary work, charity work, as of course as much as one can do. But we have to be reminded that every good deed in Ramadan weighs so much more than during the other days of the year. So may Allah accept it from all of us, and make us of those with whom He is truly content. So it's I think it's something.
And we hope that all around the world we have a great Ramadan for everyone.
Amin. I hope so.
And it was such a pleasure and also an honor for us to host you here. And I really thank you for your time, and hope to see you in the next time.
Thank you so much, Fatma-Nur, for the invitation and for this format from this podcast. And it was something refreshing also for me, and I hope that you will be very successful in all the things you do.
With your praying,
and I am sure you will. And all the best for the rest of the Ramadan, and may we spend it the best we can.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. We are ending the Mahal podcast here, and have a great time.